this is filmed with the Hitachi D36FT. This is filmed in 720 rather than 1080, which is why the quality can be affected. This was filmed from a shoulder position. This is us entering the radio studio, so this is filmed at point of view. Obviously it doesn't cope very well with low lighting, as you can see it's quite grainy. The one good thing about this camera is it is quite small, so there is you can use your other hand quite easily without worrying about carrying a lot of weight as well. And obviously, like I say, it doesn't deal very well in low light, and because it's just a handy cam, basically you don't have a lot of control over focusing. For example, autofocus takes a long time, as you can see there. So this is just a test from the shoulder to see how it would cope. This is a second test to see if we can film over somebody's shoulder and still maintain a point of view. Obviously it didn't work because you can see the person. This is a second point of view test. This one was actually filmed from the chest rather than the shoulder, which is why the camera is a bit in a lower down position, which is why my arm comes across. So this one doesn't really work because the camera is too low, and again the Hitachi not performing very well in low light. This time we left the light on the camera on, and as you can see, it's completely dark, so it's not performing in low light at all here. And again, although this is quite a nice perspective, it's still far too low for a point of view shot. And then obviously limbs get in the way, so this one doesn't really work, or it didn't give us what we wanted either. This one's now it's slightly higher, it's a bit better. And again, we were trying with the idea of somebody else can be the hands rather than the camera person. And again, just because of where I'm looking doesn't mean that's where the camera will be looking. So this is a test shoot trying with the idea of using other people's hands. That way we can have two hands to do stuff. The left is mine, the right is Macca's. To see if having another person involved behind the camera to move stuff and do stuff would be possible. It kind of works, and it's something else we need to expand on. So now we're into the JVCs. This shot is not focused at all. We did try and focus, but when we pulled out it lost focus. But this is just a test shot. So this is a JVC. Obviously it's a bigger camera, shoots full 1080. This is a lecturer, Pete, who says hello. So this is just sat on my shoulder now, and the lights are turned off in the room, which is why it's very dark. But the JVC does perform better in low lighting situation. The iris was set, this wasn't fully open, so it can be a lot brighter if we need to. Although when it was fully open it was overexposed, so we closed it. So not white balance at all, not particularly focused at all. This is just a shot inside the radio studio, just to see how the monitors would look and how the JVC would cope with the low levels of lighting in the radio studio, and it does a lot better than the Hitachi. This is another shot in the radio studio where we, again not white balanced, and this is where we again toy with the idea of using somebody else's hands rather than the cameraman to be the person. Obviously we're still thinking about a point of shoot idea, point of view film. This is where we try and gain some focus. Doesn't work, but then afterwards we twiddle with the back focus, and there we're focused. So this is the first shot in focus, again not white balance. So that's Macca's left hand, that's my hand. So we're just trying to seeing what it would look like with somebody else's hand in shot. Last piece of footage now. This is leaving the radio studio. I thought just film the walk back towards the common room, just to see what it'd be like. There's also a little bit of jogging going on here, and again, oh, here's my hand. Oh, that looks quite nice. It's quite a nice wide angle. That's Macca, my co-helper. So this try a little bit of running, try hugging some walls, and try and be a bit paranoid, peeking around corners. Oh, cheeky peek, and back to Macca.